Yeah. So Noah, how did you come to this idea to found this company? Because first, would you just tell us a little bit about it, about what it is you're doing?
Sure. So we have built Innerworld, which is a scalable mental health peer support platform in a virtual environment. So people become avatars and attend live mental health peer support groups in our world. And the idea for Innerworld came from my own personal background and experience. When I was 13, I realized I was gay and became depressed and basically escaped into a virtual world and spent almost 10,000 hours living in that world. It sucked me in. I was avoiding reality, but ultimately it saved my life in the end because I was getting dopamine hits as I leveled my different skills and was engaged
Right.
with the community.
So what was that, like World of Warcraft?
Yeah, what
World
were
of
you
Warcraft?
doing? You're playing.
It was called RuneScape, but very similar to World of Warcraft. Yeah.
So you're not feeling well, and then at what point does it go over to, well, wait a minute, these tools, because my son had a similar experience with World of Warcraft. He was not feeling well for a few years, but he'd go on World of Warcraft every day, met community, go on raids together, do things together. And people sort of think of online communities with a negative connotation, but for him, it was incredibly positive. It was really helpful for him at a super important developmental time where he wasn't able to socialize back before the pandemic. Was this a similar kind of experience for you on RuneScape?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because there are these positive elements to it, like the social community, being an avatar, being able to connect with others, things like that. And then there are these negative elements. Psychologists design these games to have variable reward ratios so that you're kind of getting those dopamine hits at different intervals, and now algorithms can mediate when that happens. And so they're kind of using the same principles as casinos to get people kind of playing as much as they can. And so that's why for me it was this kind of double-edged sword, where on one side it was actually very helpful, the other side was trapping me in this world, and I wasn't really living in reality as well.
Now, at first you're just playing, you're finding community. At what point does it become that you have an awareness of what some of these tools that they're using to keep you engaged in the community that you might not have been aware of?
I mean, I don't even think I was aware of the tools until after I came out of the closet. I felt comfortable, I came out of the closet to my clan in RuneScape, and then I came out in the real world. And after I was out of my depression, only really did I realize, wait a minute, that this game was really just trapping me here. And I was, finding it's kind of, I was getting self-efficacy by leveling up skills, but they weren't real. So it's kind of like just how social media is this kind of junk food of social validation and acceptance when you see a notification. Same thing in a video game when you're leveling up a skill. There is some level of self-efficacy that people experience, but it's kind of like the junk food of self-efficacy because they're not necessarily getting that from a real world experience. It's kind of in this alternative reality that someone has built for themselves.
You said something important there, though, which is that you said you came out first in the virtual world, and then you were able to come out, in the real world, or you were able to really express who you are. So that's one. Would you say
Well,
that?
what was that
right?
moment like? What was the moment like
Yeah.
when you came out to your clan?
I mean, I was very nervous. I was not knowing how they were going to react, and I was kind of testing the waters there. But when I mentioned something, everybody was just like, okay. I mean, there was no reaction, it was just they're like, okay, what else is new? Like, tell us something else. So it was really interesting. And that's kind of, what I was lucky enough to be able to experience in the real world as well. But that was the first experience that I had that disconfirmed my cognitive bias, really my bias prediction that people would judge me and, reject me if I came out. And so that gave me the confidence to do so in real life as well.
So you do that, you start to feel better, your depression lifts, and then you start to become curious and aware of what some of these tools are, and you decide, okay, now I'm going to build my own, world. Now, how do you even start to do that and go about doing it?
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting because I'd always wanted to be a psychologist since I was 10. I have a brother with an intellectual disability who I have 3 older brothers, but he kind of became my younger brother around the age of 10. And so that got me really interested. I was always interested in technology as well, but really the combination occurred before I started my PhD at Vanderbilt. I worked at the National Institutes of Health for 2 years, and I tried virtual reality. And I tried social virtual reality. So I put on a headset, I became an avatar with other people, and I realized, whoa, this is the next level up of feeling like I'm with other people, but I'm simultaneously anonymous, like I was in RuneScape. And we can use this experience and this modality of technology to build a psychological intervention, essentially. And so I started doing peer counseling first, and then I started my PhD and realized that we could build something scalable with that
And
technology.
so you have the technology on one side, and then you have empathy on the other side. And you mentioned your brother. Did your brother have some aspect of, leading you towards trying to work in an empathetic way to help others?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, his changes physically, he was growing and becoming older, but, developmentally, he's kind of at the age of maybe a 7 or 8 year old. And so I realized that there is a disconnect between what we see and who we see and what we think about other people and actually what's happening underneath, in their brain at the age of 10. And so that's what really got me interested in seeing, okay, if you start to understand what someone's experience or reality is, then you can start to kind of build a world for them or build a environment for them where they can actually flourish. And so that kind of was, yeah, definitely led me to be more interested in clinical psychology.
Okay, so you're at the National Institutes of Health. Somebody's demonstrating some technology to you. It seems like it's probably pretty rudimentary, but it has a feeling of potential. And you've studied, you're there for a reason. What do you do next in order to build this world? And what are the underlying principles that are different from, say, a casino?
Yeah, so I basically knew I wanted to pursue a PhD in clinical psychology. And in my personal statements, when I applied to graduate school, I was warned not to do this, but I described Innerworld basically. I said I want to build a clinical research platform where we can conduct research and understand what's happening inside and measure outcomes and also deliver an intervention that's truly scalable. And I only got interviews at 2 schools, applied to 15, and I almost got kicked out of Vanderbilt actually, because I had a different mentor who thought this was a crazy idea. But now my current mentor has been fully supportive of it. And so we've really, over the past 8 years of my PhD, have built this world. And a key thing that differentiates it is that although it does have avatars, social connection, it even has a leveling system, the whole outcome that we're trying to elicit, unlike a casino, which is trying to get people to spend as much money as possible, or a video game, which is trying to get people to play as much as possible, our outcome that we're targeting is improvement in mental health symptoms. And so that means that the mechanisms that we build look very different. And even if someone's spending too much time in our application, we actually say something to them and ask them, hey, what's going on? What's leading you to want to escape? Because we want people to live in the real world, and come back to reality more empowered than they left it every single time they leave Innerworld.
Normally, when you have a research platform, you're just doing research, you're asking questions,
Yeah.
anecdotal questions where you're bringing things together. Is the point of difference with this Innerworld that you actually want to make an intervention, and then that intervention needs measurement? Do you need an IRB to do this work? Because it seems like you've actually gone to a new level of understanding of
Yeah, and I would add to that the expertise, if you're going to start to monitor who's doing the monitoring, there's a lot of really incredibly interesting questions around it.
Yeah, so the idea of a clinical research platform is that just like a therapy clinic at a university, which is where I worked at University of Maryland, and we were recording therapy sessions and coding them for different variables, two things were happening at the same time. People were getting therapy, and we were measuring all the different variables to learn how to improve and personalized intervention. And so a similar thing is happening in Innerworld, except it's not therapy, it's peer support. We can talk about why we're using lay counselors instead of therapists, but a similar thing is happening there. And we inform people about our data collection, but we're not governed by an IRB because it's all within the terms of service and privacy policy of our company. But we still want to make sure people are informed. And I've been trained in the IRB and, have the certifications and things like that. And we take those principles of informed consent, do no harm, those kinds of things, and actually apply it in our platform as well. So that we try to make sure people know what data is being collected, why we're collecting it, we're not selling it, those kinds of important things.
So should we take a look and then we can come back to just talking with each other, but maybe we'll look. And for those who are listening, you might want to watch. So on YouTube, because Noah's going to share this world with us.
Yeah, no, just describe it so that people who are not actually watching can understand what we're looking at.
Sure.
Yeah.
So basically, Innerworld looks like a video game, essentially. So you kind of come in and create an avatar. We have a mirror where you can kind of see, this is my avatar. I have a rainbow hoodie on and, hands and all that kind of stuff. I have a nameplate. Most people choose an anonymous username, so you don't know who they are, in the real world. And everybody starts out in an offline home environment, which is like your safe space, essentially. And in our home environment, we have a bulletin board here, which basically has what's going on, what's going on in Innerworld. So we have two main kind of experiences. One are the groups, which are led by our lay therapists. So we have different folks that we train over a period of 3 weeks. We can talk more about that. And they lead different topics of meetings. And so we have everything from depression, anxiety, veteran support, parenting, ADHD, autism, and also fun events like Pictionary and, open mic and things like that to build that kind of therapeutic community. And then we also have worlds where people can just kind of hang out and talk. If you just come in at 3 a.m. and there's not an event for 30 minutes, you can come into our hub and just kind of hang out and interact with others. So we're going to head into the hub right now for a second and just kind of see who's online. I told some folks that I'd be doing a demo, so we might have some people just hopping in to say hello. So let's see. So when you hear voices, we're in this three-dimensional virtual world.
I know. I had a birthday. Welcome, Noah.
Hey, everyone.
Howdy.
I know.
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
Hello.
Awesome. I'm on a podcast right now and sharing my screen and kind of showing them what this looks like. And yeah, does anyone want to kind of share about their experience of Innerworld or what it's been like for them as well? And folks on the podcast, you guys can ask questions as well. And they can hear you if you have any questions.
Well, first of all, hello, everybody, and thanks for being here. And I love seeing everybody kind of moving around, and there's a lot of hearts happening. So we're sending some hearts back your way right now. But
yeah.
Questions? Jesse, do you have any questions for anyone?
Well, I don't know who to ask a question of. I'd say Odessa 309. How have you found the platform? Is it useful?
Yeah, Odessa, do you want to mention how you found the platform? And
actually, I found the platform through a job ad. So I applied to become a guide, and we absolutely love it here. It's been not only a wonderful job for me, but it's also helped me tremendously. So I'm really happy to be here.
Fantastic. And I know that, we have breathing gratitude. Yeah. Do you want to share?
Sure. I actually found Innerworld from listening to a podcast that Jewel was on. I immediately found it intriguing and interesting and came into the app, attended a couple of meetings, and became a premium member after those meetings. I fell in love with Innerworld and the people in the community here, and have gained so much support and have achieved so many things in the 4 months that I've been here.
So how often do you come?
She's just highlighting the fact that she's been here 4 months.
Well, no,
Yes.
but I mean, does
I
you,
think 3, like someone.
Yeah. How often do you come?
Yeah.
Breathing gratitude.
Every day.
Nice.
So I'm here just about every day, and I'm happy to be here every day.
And do you know a lot of the other people? Is it similar people every day?
Oh, we are just getting flourished with new members every day. We have some people here that have been here, much longer than I have.
Yeah.
So you get to really know the community and welcome others that are joining.
Yeah. So we have about maybe 10 people here right now that are just kind of joined. That's that little harp sound that you hear, as folks kind of come in. And we have Blue Lily, I Lost the Race, Biba, Neon. So we have all these different kind of usernames, and each person's represented by an avatar with a different outfit and color. And so people can, we feel like we're in this shared three-dimensional space right now, but we're also anonymous, and it's really powerful because that's a really rich combination for delivering mental health support for folks.
I have a question around, like, is there, when you come into the hub, for example, are you all, is there a topic specific for the day, or is it just almost as like a hangout room? How do you all, interact with each other? Just curious about the relationships in this room.
Yeah, does anyone want to mention? Yeah, Timbery.
So this is a hangout room. Lately, you guys have been having guides here to greet us. And it's been a lot of fun. People have done Pictionary games or various topics. one time we had a dance party in here with DJ Hula Hoop playing music.
Yes.
Right.
When you get this many people together, anything can happen.
Yes, and it's a safe environment too, unlike some other apps that have, anonymity and stuff. We have someone in here 24/7 to supervise. We really try to make sure it's an empathetic and warm community so that you have that anonymity, but also we have systems in place for what we call troll control to make sure that we don't have, trolls coming in and kind of ruining the experience for other folks.
What happens if you have a troll come in?
Yeah, so for trolls in general, we have a suite of moderation tools. We have AI-based moderation systems as well. So we're able to our 24/7 team can respond almost immediately. So we have human inputs for like anyone here can report someone if they're a troll. If the folks here who are guides want to just toggle their name tag so you can see what that looks like, so you can kind of see that someone's a guide.
Right.
And so the kind of different tools there that we have, like you can see Nyx is an admin, for example. So she's in India, and she started out joining as a community member, and now she's working full time within Innerworld as well, and a psychology student in India. So people all over the world coming in to build this global mental health community, essentially.
Now, how do you feel like it's different from like Twitter Spaces?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, what about folks here who've used Twitter Spaces or like, Discord voice chat or Clubhouse? Like, how do you think this is different in your experience from something like one of those voice chat experiences? Does anyone have a thought there? Yeah, I lost the race.
It's different because at least with the VR, you get to be sort of together, and I don't know how to explain it really, but you're actually surrounded by people as their avatars, and it's a lot nicer sort of, saying hi via text to people you can't even like see. But it's nice to have, even if I can't see you guys, I can still see your avatars and you're still with me, and that's really nice.
Yeah, I published a paper recently in a peer-reviewed journal, and we have a figure that we created. I can show you that. And basically, the idea is like technology can vary on two dimensions: how anonymous the technology is and how much presence you feel with the technology. So something like in person is not anonymous at all, with the highest sense of presence, and something like text chat is very anonymous but a very low sense of presence. And so virtual reality and these virtual environments are one of the only ways that you have simultaneously, you have that anonymity because you're, with an avatar, and you have that sense of presence where, unlike Twitter Spaces that are just these disembodied voices, people have this representation of themselves that they can choose how they look and how they appear in a 3D space. You can walk around with each other. And so that combination is what makes this modality for mental health support, I think, so effective for so many people.
So
I
have a question around, if somebody's really struggling.
One thing that I have discovered, you're not alone here. And these people, like you mentioned, Nyx, you could mention almost everyone here who has a wealth of experience. They not only touch on your own experience, sure, with anxiety and so forth, but passions that they've had in life, things that they've overcome, and they bring all of that very openly to help everyone else and create a community.
Incredible.
So a place like Twitter Spaces or even other virtual worlds at the moment, like you go, they're like casinos in the middle of the night. They're pretty depressing spaces, right? They don't look good. They're not inviting. There's nothing to do. What have you done here before you even built this community to ensure that it would be more focused on human interactions?
Yeah, that's really an interesting question. And maybe we can show you a different world as well to kind of give you the sense of the different environments. The key thing that we built the core game loop, so to speak, unlike a casino where it's like pulling a, slot machine, or a video game where it's, killing other players or achieving levels and stuff like that. The key core experience that we built around and designed around is groups and human interaction and having a facilitator leading a group. And so 4 years ago, we started with just one group a week, basically. And it was, me leading a group of like 3 people every week. And then we trained people for 9 months. And then we train people now for only 3 weeks. And we're just kind of optimizing to keep scaling this intervention. And so the core experience is really the human connection. And that's actually what accounts for the majority of outcome in therapy is this human connection, where the thing that counts for the majority of outcome in therapy is not the therapist, the type of therapy, it's actually the human connection that you experience with a therapist, being able to be vulnerable and supported. So that's like a key element. We also do have 35 worlds, different worlds that we have. So I'll just hop into one while we're talking as well and put a portal down.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you. I had oh, look, we're in another room.
Yeah, we're just going to pop into here and then we can wrap up the demo. I just want to show you the variety. You can have any world, any kind of virtual environment for these different types of groups. So we're just loading into this other experience right now, and here.
Great choice.
Camping. Oh, I want to go there.
Yeah, right. Who doesn't want to be right?
I want to be at a campfire at night by the mountains and the lake, and wonderful. And so those are actual folks in there right now, right? Oh, look.
Yep, these are all the people. So we see a bunch of avatars popping in now. You hear the harp sound of each person logging in, and now we're all around the campfire. So we've changed the environment.
Great.
So Noah, these environments have real intention, therapeutic intention. How do you select what becomes an environment?
The selection of environments is really interesting, and actually the whole design of our app. One thing about some therapeutic interventions is that they're built top down. So you have like scientists or academics who are building something for years, and then they bring it to the public, and it turns out that people don't really want to use it, or it's not that engaging.
Sure.
But instead, what we've done is we've always involved the community with everything that we've done. And so all of these worlds have been designed with community feedback. We've asked people what they want to see, how they feel in the different worlds. We host town halls. So instead of, having this medical model where it's very top down and prescriptive of like, here's what's going to work for you, instead, we're really co-creating this experience, both the groups and the design of the worlds, so that people can have the kind of best possible, experience as well. And one last thing I want to mention are the tools, because I think these tools are the thing that are rooted behind therapy typically, but these evidence-based tools are things that we actually teach in Innerworld. And maybe the last thing we can do is have folks here, if you want to pop out your favorite tool and just kind of put it at the outside of the circle, like kind of facing into the circle, so that we can just see the kind of all the different types of evidence-based tools that we have here, that anybody can pull out at any time to learn. It's not, you don't have to pay $200 an hour to go to a therapist to learn these. You can learn these at anyone can teach them, once they're trained, obviously, in the modality.
So once I log in, first I go to one of these groups where I just chat, then I get introduced to these tools.
Exactly. And the groups are focused on different tools. So I see Blue Lily, you pulled out the stages of change, which is like this, a circle that basically talks about stages of change that we go through when we're contemplating doing a behavior in our life. I don't know if you brought that out for a specific reason or had a change that you made that where it was impactful, but.
Yeah, Blue Lily, is this
yeah, I've made, actually coming on here, I do see a psychiatrist besides this, but this has actually made me do a lot more changes in my life and listening to other people's stories. So, and then following this has really helped.
Yeah. My favorite thing here. Yeah, go ahead.
So your therapist is talking to you about certain things, and then here, because I assume you see the therapist once a week, or
psychiatrist, I think.
Psychiatrist, then do you go, okay, well, I want to work on these things more. I'm going to pull these tools out and we can talk about them here in the circle?
I became a member a couple months ago, and I have been seeing my psychiatrist weekly for about I'd say 13 years. And I told him about Innerworld and all the different stuff I have learned. I haven't been able to get on in the last couple weeks that much, but this is one of my favorite ones that I like. And he thinks it's a really good, positive thing. And we'll discuss things that happen on Innerworld, privately, and what I've learned. And he thinks it's a really good thing.
So after 13 years with your psychiatrist, are there tools has he taught you tools as well, or are you learning a lot of the tools from Innerworld? Or I'm just kind of curious about that too.
He's not really taught me the kind of tools I'm learning on Innerworld, he's, I guess I could say, more of a support, and where here, I learn ways to deal with situations, where he's more of the listener, understander, and he gives me, advice and stuff like that, but he doesn't give me actual things I could look at, and learn that way. But I still love him to death, and he's really helpful to me. But yeah, on here, I have learned a lot of really good things, especially through the tools.
Amazing. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Thank you for sharing that with us, which is
Yeah.
something I want to say to everyone. It feels like there's this openness, which is kind of remarkable. And do you all feel like in this space, you really can bring out who you are, and you can feel safe, and you can talk to the group? And does that, again, give you strength? So when you go back out, when you're back in the other world, or whatever, however you want to call it, you feel like you're bringing some of this confidence, or whatever that is, self-knowledge, group knowledge. Is it really helping you, in just facing your daily lives?
I saw a bunch of nods, and I saw a bunch of people throwing out the 100 emoji, the heart emoji, the thumbs up emoji, and then we have just a few people who raised their hand as well to say something. So yeah, breathing gratitude.
Yeah, I just wanted to just quickly speak again to share that I 100% have experienced bringing the tools that I've learned here in Innerworld into the outer world after years of, as a quick example, after years of having anxiety when teaching, presenting in a class setting. I was able to have my first presentation 100% without anxiety for the first time ever. And I've been teaching for 15 years. So
Yeah,
absolutely. There's just wonderful things happening here. And the core impact that it has had on me is just the safe space that this provides, which I think really fosters feeling like you can open up and be supported in a safe way.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah, Biba.
Yeah, so for me, I had a head injury, and I did seek out traditional treatment for that with a psychiatrist. And my personal experience didn't feel safe in that environment. And I actually came upon Innerworld accidentally when I got an Oculus, and my husband got me the Oculus so I could do meditation. And that's where I found Innerworld, and coming here, I feel safe. I actually have been able to get back out, and I actually have spoken in front of young people, and I never thought I'd be able to do that again. So it's just been remarkable for me.
That's amazing. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for sharing. And I love hearing these stories from folks. Do we have time for a couple more? Do you guys want to hear from?
Yeah,
I know
we're fine.
Okay. Yeah, Miranda.
Yeah, as others have said, I found Innerworld accidentally. I did too. I deal with anxiety and depression, have for years, and I find when I come on Innerworld, I don't have to hide who I am. I can talk about whatever's on my mind within reason. I can talk about what I'm feeling, and nobody judges. I've never found anyone to be on here. Everyone's very open and allowing you to share your experience, and everyone tries to offer as much support as they can, and I've always appreciated that.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing, Miranda. Yeah, it's sensible.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I've only been here for almost a month, maybe, but I've been in therapy, including outpatient therapy, group therapy, psychiatrist. I currently see psychiatrists and psychologists for 24 years, and this has been the biggest difference for me is the ability, the visual stuff, like, because you talk about stuff like in therapy and the models on how to do things, and like group therapy, they have the whiteboard and they'll draw stuff, but you don't get to reflect on that really. Like, I mean, there's a book and stuff, but it's mainly just writing. But here there's these visual tools that are really helpful, and the ability to just speak openly and do things that I would never do in front of people in real life, and feel comfortable doing that and being completely embarrassed and stuff, is a whole new experience and very beneficial for me.
Amazing. But yeah, I think we're almost out of time, but we just have Voyager and Neon. So if you guys want to go, and thank you everyone for sharing. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I think it's really, I love that the community, all of you are speaking about Innerworld, because you can describe your experiences way better than I can. So yeah, Voyager, do you want to go next?
Sure. But just echoing on the question around whether this is a supportive environment, I found this to be an incredibly supportive environment. And there's something about being in VR that allows me to kind of, well, I can pop in here really any time of day or night. In the evening, if I'm feeling having insomnia, I can put on the headset and pop in, and there's somebody in here from someplace around the world who is really supportive. The check-in sessions I found really useful. And I took one of the workshops to kind of dive into the tools more, and do definitely find myself taking the support that I get here, I take out into my day-to-day life. And it really makes a difference for me.
Thank you, Voyager. I'm grateful to have you here. And yeah, lastly, Neon.
Thank you. So I wanted to say a couple of things that is a little bit different for me. Is one is I lost dad, and my therapist kept saying it would be a good idea to go to one of those grief groups, and I just couldn't bring myself to do it. It'd been, I don't know, 7 or 8 months, and a couple of grief groups ago on Innerworld was the first time I was actually able to go to the grief group, and it just made me feel more comfortable to be able to do it and to listen to other people, because I know I can leave at any time if I need to, and nobody's going to be offended. And that's one thing. And the other thing is that I think is really important is I spent several months in the city I live in looking specifically for a therapist that specializes in narcissistic abuse victims, how to deal with that. Because if you go to a therapist that doesn't understand narcissistic abuse, then they can actually do a lot of damage, which I've had experience with. And I couldn't find that kind of therapist. I have a therapist that focuses on something else. And in Innerworld, there are actually groups of people who go through narcissistic abuse and they understand it. And that's something very rare, because if you explain it to somebody who has not been through it, they just don't understand. And it can be dangerous for a therapist that is not trained that way. So this was the actual relief I got, where I can talk to people and listen to people who actually get it. And it made me feel so much safer and less alone. So I just wanted to share that.
Beautiful. That's so incredible. Thank you for sharing. I'm grateful that it's been here. And one thing to note is that everybody who's here and talking has consented to the fact that they understand that this is not therapy. It's not crisis intervention. They still could be identified, possibly, through voice or something. So we really want to make sure people know about the risks as well. And making sure that they know that, not to replace their current treatment or anything with Innerworld, but it can be an add-on or an adjunct or fill in the gaps if they can't access treatment. So thank you all so much.
Thank you so much for sharing all of this with us. Really.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.
So Noah,
that's incredible.
Yeah.
I just have to say.
Thank you.
Jesse, let me have my moment of feelings. No, it is really, really incredible. It's kind of overwhelming. And the people in there were wonderfully vulnerable and open, which is, you don't see that.
It warms my heart.
Yeah.
I mean, I never know what stories we're going to hear or anything, but I just, this is what keeps, this is why I'm doing a PhD and running a company at the same time. People said it was crazy, but I think this is it's just, this keeps me going. Like these stories, I love this to hear how we're helping people.
So no, when you see, well, first off, there was somebody had written Tabitha was here. Can I write on the screen?
Yeah, you can draw in 3D. I think that's part of this, Apple has their new headset that they announced and they talk about spatial computing, but this spatial element, that's what that guy was also describing, I think, when he said, oh, I have worksheets in real life, but the tools are so visual because you can walk up to the tools, especially when wearing a headset, but even on your computer in a flat screen in the virtual world, you're relating to the tools in a different way, as if there was a giant tool to my left in the real world. So I think that's a very special quality, and the drawing is also possible in 3 dimensions too.
When I'm seeing the tool there, if I'm working my own program, if I'm in a room, do I ever go to a private place where I'm doing my own thing, or am I always doing it in a public setting?
Yeah, we have a private, that's the home area, is like your private offline home. And you can we have a journal feature where you can capture a tool that you've worked on during a group and then bring it back out in your offline home and continue working on it as well.
I think one thing I'm kind of fascinated with is sort of the monitoring system, right? So you have guides, but also you're using this, I would imagine it's kind of for research purposes, so we can learn and all of that. So how do you, who are the folks that are listening? How are you training guides, and what is the rigor around that in terms of like, if somebody you're hearing?
Well, the measurement.
Well, the measurement, but also just if somebody's really having a crisis, what do we recommend that, how do you work with if something comes up that's more extreme, for example?
Yeah, so there's a few elements to our safety system that we built, and it's coming from my training in clinical psychology as a PhD candidate. And my mentor, Steve Holland, was a protege of Aaron Beck, who created cognitive behavioral therapy. So we're kind of taking those core principles and infusing it into Innerworld. But first, no one's like listening to all the conversations. However, we do have an AI system that basically, if it detects like, a keyword or kind of phrase that it thinks could indicate that someone's being harmed, then we can go look at that and then go into the world if we need to in the moment and kind of address that situation. And the people who come in, the safety team and all of our guides, go through the same training. And the training, first, to become a guide, you have to go through a rigorous application and interview process to make sure that we ask you different kinds of questions, things like that, live interview. And then the training involves not only learning, but also practicing. And we evaluate folks to make sure that they're able to lead groups. And then once they pass that point, they co-facilitate with someone who's more experienced to make sure that that person is, able to lead the groups. And for crisis type situations, we role play how to practice those situations. And then we also have resources that are available that we post basically, or in that moment, we can bring them to a private space. We have a kind of supervisor come in and they can pop out the crisis resources. So we're really trying to adopt standard practices that are generally used. We're not therapy, but we try to, a therapist in general, if they had a patient, they would tell the patient about crisis resources, things like that. So we try to take the principles of how therapy has worked and how it's, the ethical guidelines, and translate those into this environment. Although there's definitely gray areas for sure in that process.
Now, with this kind of platform, I could see you could have, people suffering with drug addiction. You could have people suffering with alcohol addiction, and a million different things. How do you decide what will be addressed on the platform?
Yeah, so it's really interesting. We actually started out as a substance use support system, and we actually had, we had an NIH grant to recruit 30 people with substance use disorders when we started, but then we got thousands of people coming in with depression and anxiety. So we still support folks with substance use disorders, and we have groups for that. But we also saw, depression is the most common mental struggle that people are dealing with. And so we've catered to the people coming into our platform. And the healing from narcissistic abuse, for example, that was a request. We now allow people to request an event, and then we find the guide. And not only do we have a guide lead an event, but we also actually have an approval system for the outline of the meeting that has to be approved by our education coordinator to make sure that it's, that they're not saying wrong information, things like that. So a lot of processes in place, but we're really able to expand. And this is just the beginning. This is just as more people come in, we can have groups just spun up in the moment. And just like World of Warcraft, you mentioned a raid, and how a raid works is that you're a tank, there's different roles. You're a tank, a healer, a mage, and you say, okay, I want to do this dungeon, and you wait for, the rest of the people, and then you can go do the dungeon. well, why can't we have that for an anxiety group or a narcissistic abuse group where you just say, you know what, I need help right now with panic attacks, and you wait until 10 other people are there. They're out there. We just need them all on the platform, and then we're going to be able to, really have that immediacy of intervention. So I'm really excited to get to that point.
What is the age? Like, how old do you have to be to join?
We started out 18 and above, and our average age is actually 40. So I was surprised because I thought it would be more kind of 18 to 30. And we now are beta testing 13 to 17-year-old support. That experience is completely siloed, and we don't allow social interaction unless a guide is logged in and can hear what they're saying, which is actually very unusual. Most places on the internet that 13 to 17-year-olds are going are completely Wild West, unregulated. Anything can happen. So we're creating that safe space. And then we're partnering, Jewel, my co-founder, she has a foundation called the Inspiring Children Foundation, and they've been doing this for over 20 years for adolescents, a peer-based approach, teaching similar types of tools. And so we're partnering with them and going to launch to the public sometime probably in late August will be our launch for adolescents as well.
So how many people are on every day?
So every day we have maybe like 500 people to 1,000 people, something like that, arranging kind of. Yeah. And then we've had over 100,000 downloads as well, which is really exciting. Yeah. I mean, there's so much demand. And one thing we didn't, why we're using lay therapists as well is that there's not enough therapists out there to help everyone who needs it. Like, we're destigmatizing mental health, which is great, but it's almost kind of cruel what we're doing because, and Jewel has talked about this, because we have all these people raising their hands saying, I need help. And then we don't have the providers to actually be able to help them. And so by teaching these empathetic individuals to lead groups and these tools as well, which are very straightforward and people can learn, it's not that far of a stretch to say that we can really deliver pretty high quality care at a fraction of the cost of, traditional therapy.
So, you have 500 people a day on, if you have 5,000 a day on, does it change? What do you have to do to make it bigger? And it's a for-profit business. So what has to happen? Where are you in the process of building this into a big company?
Yeah, so we are a venture-backed company and also have grant funding where we got a notice of intent to fund for a $2 million grant for the National Institutes of Health. We raised about $3.5 million of venture funding and things like that. And in terms of scaling, what's really cool is that we built the technology so that we can have 50 groups happening at the same time. All we need is, 50 facilitators, and we have a wait list of hundreds of people who want to become facilitators. And we've already validated our train the trainers model. So really, as we get more people coming in, we already have a backlog of trained facilitators ready to go. And it's just a question of scaling that up. The technology takes care of, getting a room, and it can be up to 30 people as well per event. So that's it's pretty easy to scale up actually with groups of up to 30 people.
What's the obstacle to the growth at the moment?
Awareness. That's the biggest thing, is just having people learn about Innerworld. And I mean, look, how many of those people said they just accidentally stumbled into Innerworld? And I mean, that's the goal, because I stumbled into RuneScape and I got sucked in for 10,000 hours. Why can't someone just stumble into a mental health intervention that's effective and engaging and emerge, after 15 years of teaching, and they don't have social anxiety anymore when they're giving a presentation? Like, that's the kind of world I've been trying to build for almost a decade at this point. And more people just need to learn about it. Another thing, just to mention, like airline employees, we're starting to talk to airline employees because they're traveling all the time. They're dealing with, abuse from customers. And I started handing out cards just when I'm traveling to, my flight attendants. And multiple people have just started crying when I hand them this card that says, mental health, free mental health support or mental health support, because they need that help. There's so many people out there who need that help. So I think it's just learning about the platform is the most important component.
I mean, we are, as you know, in a crisis, the loneliness epidemic. We have suicidality. I think it's the second leading cause of death amongst young people. I mean, we're in a crisis. So I'm excited to hear about what you're going to do with the 13 to 17-year-old group. They really need a lot of, everyone needs help, but that group in particular.
And this appeals to them.
Yeah, it's wonderful. This work is fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on. And we'll make sure we direct people to find out more about it. And thank all the people in the Innerworld, because they were so, as I said, gracious and open, and it's really touching.
Yeah, I sent out a message an hour ago that said, hey, I'm going to be on this podcast if anyone wants to pop in. So definitely, I'm excited to share the podcast with them too. I'm sure they'll get a kick out of seeing it. And thank you for taking the time to learn more about what we're doing.
Yeah. Thank you, Noah, very much.
Thank
Bye,
you
guys.
so much.
Take care.